11:44. I'm getting a download that we're still going to have, like, colleges and stuff. But one of the courses that is going to be at the colleges is going to be something literally called Planet Design, where kids learn about how aliens, which is just our future selves, because they're going to be coexisting with us, down here. They're going to help the kids, obviously. They're going to be teaching the classes. The aliens are going to be teaching the classes. Okay, guys. All right, let's get that in our brains, because that's a little funky. Because we are going to be cohabiting with aliens for 10 years. And, like, all sorts of different species, I'm being told. They have been showing, remember, I was like, they have been showing me these ships, and what they give me is, like, the scene from How to Train Your Dragon, which is also really funny. Anyway, with the mother nest and shit, and there's, like, a fucking ton of dragons in the mother nest. It's like that. Like, these ships are gigantic, and there's tons of fucking aliens on them. But anyway, the aliens are going to teach people planet design, and so, like, Earth has, like, a specific kind of design to it. So it's, like, designed with a certain type of amnesia, a certain type of, like, biological species, which is humans. And then they're going to show, like, soul designs as well. Soul designs is going to be a whole nother class as well. Timeline frequency design is going to be a whole different class. Like, they're going to be teaching us, like, crazy shit. Like, instead of, like, civil engineering a building, since we're going to have telekinesis and stuff, I mean, there is going to be, like, stuff like that. It's going to be engineering, but it's going to be, like, way more advanced. And kids are going to be able to, like, again, predict timelines and frequencies and invent, like, crazy shit. And then there's going to be classes taught by these extraterrestrial beings on, like, soul design and planet design. And how the planets, like, how Earth has this much amnesia with this many souls, and these are the original seeders of this planet, and this was the ascension process, and and then there's going to be a whole deconstruction. So, like, deconstruction is also going to be a whole nother, so it's like we're all basically, like, going to college, essentially, I think, when the aliens come down here in some sort of sense of the matter. Like, we're all going to be, like, learning the actual, like, truth about, like, okay, so this is basically what it is. It's essentially, like, you know how, like, you hear about, like, soul reviews, like where you're like, okay, here's where you, like, fucked up in life and all this shit, and, like, okay, don't do that in the next one or whatever, and then you're already reconnected back to source. It's very similar to that, where it's gonna be, kind of like a whole, like, life review, like, while we're alive, because that's, like, what we've agreed to. That's what Ascension is. It's a death and a rebirth process, but interconscious, like, awareness, like, while we're alive. And so we are gonna be going, that's why it feels like we're kind of, like, dying right now. The systems are dying, like, everything we know is collapsing, it's all dying, like, everything that used to, like, hold any type of weight is all starting to, like, start to freak out because it knows it's dying. If you've been through the ascension process, you've been healing, you know that these spirals, like, my spirals tweak, bro. I've had rough ass spirals of nasty programming and shit coming up. And it, like, really, like, rears its ugly head. But then you, like, move through the spiral, then it calms down, and then it does it again, and then it does it again, and then it does it again, and then it does it again. This is gonna keep happening, just so you guys know. Anyway, this is what I'm getting. I'm like, this is a crazy download. But it's cool. It's pretty cool, don't you think? So I do also want to add about aliens. Technically, their arrival is not particularly necessary. But I think it would be fun. We can actually probably evolve our entire species without alien intervention. Like, we probably could figure out a way to, like, hold certain people accountable and stuff like that. I do still get a little concerned about, like, the radical particle frequencies of, people with machines that can hurt us and stuff like that. So that's still why I'm, like, on, alien timelines. But I think, like, we would technically be able to, like, download this information ourselves. But I think it would be so fun to, like, live with aliens for 10 years. And so, like, that's why I'm on that timeline. Because, technically we can choose a different timeline. But I'm like, no, I think I really like that one. I think that one will be really fun, and I want to, like, have the most fun in this lifetime. So I would like everybody to also, you know, want to have fun and, like, want to... Also, I just think it'd be so much faster. It just makes more sense to have something come down and help us, you know, rather than us help ourselves. Unless they're, I don't know. I don't know. Because there's many different timelines this could actually go down. There is a timeline where it could be a solar flash and everybody does, like, their veils just, like, lift and then they don't want to hurt people. Because I'm like, how are we going to disarm these radical frequencies? The only thing that I'm like, a solar flash just doesn't make sense to me, though, because I don't think, even if we, like, drop the veil, I don't think it would be enough for people's logic barrier, because logic is a soul evolution trait that you earn. So there is a lot of radical souls down here that need that, like, logic barrier, like, broken. And, like, the only way you really do that is by a huge event, like open contact. And so that's really why I'm like, a solar flash just is too subtle. It's too subtle for the people who really need that, like, logic barrier broken. And there's many people who are, you know, spiritually advanced and still won't commit to the idea of, like, aliens or, you know, intergalactic, like, kind of talk and things like that as well. So it's like, again, we need something to break this logic barrier. And I am starting to think that people that are attuned to, like, alien frequencies and are open to that kind of stuff are, like, the most advanced souls on Earth right now. They're, like, the 144,000 frequency holders, because we've broken past the barrier of matrix programming, which is like the logic. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not logical to believe in aliens at first, but then actually once you heal and stuff, it becomes the most logical, like, thing, actually. It's, like, the most logical, most peaceful resolution at the end of the day. Because they have technology and stuff to, like, you know, obviously control the frequencies of people, where we do not. We can't even control our own frequencies on a personal level. So that's why I'm like, logically, that would take us so many fucking years. And I just, again, don't think our souls... I'm gonna be really disappointed if our souls signed up to, like, you know, evolve, like, super slow without aliens. That'll make me feel sad. So I'm like, Bashar says, like, follow your highest joy, your highest passion. Like, I don't want to, like, why? I'm like, we should go big, right? Like, go big if we can. And plus, we do all kind of, I think we do all attune our frequencies to the same timeline. And so many people seem to be on the same one. Even people who aren't, like, in this, like, situation. So many people are talking about aliens and stuff. So I just feel like we are, like, definitely calling it in.